What is good? You too. It's AJ Boogie. I'm back at it again, and I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do an NBA GM. I was looking at NBA Twitter the other day, and I thought to myself, they asked some really good questions if you would rather have this player or not. So let me ask you a question. You're starting a franchise. You're an NBA GM. Who are you going to take? Joel Embiid or Karl Anthony Towns to start your franchise? Let's start with the logistics first. Both 7 feet tall, both 250 pounds. Joel Embiid is 24 years old, Karl Anthony Towns is 22 years old. Let's get these numbers out of the way. Games played, we're just going to go by last season. Games played, Joel Embiid 63, Karl Anthony Towns 82. Points per game, Joel Embiid 22, Cat 21. Field goal percentage, Joel 48%, Cat 53%. Keep that in mind. 3-point percentage, Joel Embiid 30% to Karl Anthony Towns 42. 42 I said. Rebounds, we have Embiid with 11, Karl Anthony Towns with 12.3. Assists, Joel Embiid 3.2, Cat 2.4, and blocks, Joel Embiid 1.8 to Cat's 1.4. Free throw percentage, Cat at 85%, Joel Embiid at 76. Now this one's alarming. Listen to this one. Turnovers per game. Embiid 3.7 to Cat's 1.9. 3.7, almost 4. So let's recap all those categories that Joel Embiid won. He beat Karl Anthony Towns in points with 22 over 21, so just 1, so we'll call that a wash. Assist, Embiid's 3.2 to Cat's 2.4. I ain't too worried about center assist. Blocks, 1.8 Joel Embiid to Cat's 1.4, basically a wash. Now let's go over Karl Anthony Towns stats that he has on Embiid. Games played, 82 to 63. Remember that because I'm going to get really in depth with that. Field goal percentage, 53 from Cat, 48 from Embiid. That's 5% more from Cat. 3-point percentage, this is laughable. Karl Anthony Towns at 42, and that's a lights out 3-point shooter, to Joel Embiid's 30%. Why are you shooting threes at 30% clip? And you're a center. Karl Anthony Towns 12.3 rebounds to Joel Embiid's 11. Kind of a wash, but still the edge to Towns. Karl Anthony Towns, an 85% free throw shooter to Embiid's 76. This just tells me that Embiid is not as good a shooter as he thinks he is. And then the turnovers. This is so alarming. Karl Anthony Towns 1.9 to Embiid's 3.7. I don't know if I trust the ball in his hands. So if we're going by numbers, it's not that good of a comparison. Some stats are more alarming than others, but let's talk about besides the numbers. Let's get into the reasoning. Let's get into the people. I don't like how Joel Embiid is all over Twitter and social media. I understand it's the social media era for every player. Every player's got it and they all express how they're feeling at any point in time. But if you think about it, in any sport, for any sport, every sport has got their social media guy where they post everything online and they like interacting with the fans, which is all fine and good, but when has that benefited anybody? It always ends up bad in the end. Let's not forget that Joel Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns did have a little Instagram spat. Embiid posted a picture of him shooting a layup over Karl Anthony Towns. He captioned it, "Euro stepping our way through Minnesota," and we ended up raising the cat last night. Now the cat reference is talking about how Ben Simmons, whenever they would win, he would raise his cats or take a picture with his cats that he has. So it's weird. Karl Anthony Towns responded, "This caption was as trash as your picture quality." And to that, Embiid responded, "Better quality than your defense." Embiid got the likes, he got the last laugh. He's kind of a social media troll. And no organization, no matter what sport, they don't want social media trolls. Embiid gets a pass because he's a great player. I don't like social media if I'm an NBA GM. Stay off that. Your only concern is playing basketball. That's something that makes me lean towards Cat. He's not in the public eye like Embiid is/wants to be. Let's talk about durability now, because it is so one-sided when it comes to this argument. Cat has played 3 seasons in the NBA, and he has played all 82 games. He's averaged scoring his rookie year 18, his sophomore year 25, his third year 21, all 3 years on 54% shooting. His 3-point percentage has raised every single year from 34 to 36 to a lights out 42. And his rebounding has gone up every single season. From 10 a game to 12, he's maxing out at 12 again. He's accountable. He's there every single night. Now let's talk about accountability with Joel Embiid. He's been in the NBA for 4 years. So out of 328 possible games that he could have played in, he's played in 94. That's 28% of games in his 4 years of the NBA. That is not accountable. That's the exact opposite. Like I said at the start of this video, this is called the NBA GM. If you're running an organization or a business, you got the same exact 2 employees. They do everything the exact same. They do everything as well the exact same. But one's there every single day. The other one's there 1 out of every 4 days. Now, both these guys, they are tremendous employees for you. They both make you a lot of money, but they both cost a lot of money. Which one are you going to take? The one there every day or the one who's not? Be real. Which employee are you going to take again? The guy who doesn't say anything, puts his head down and goes to work? Or the guy who sits in his chair occasionally, doesn't work, I shouldn't say occasionally, more often than not, and plays on Twitter? Remember, this is your organization. They're your employees. Which one you keeping? I don't trust anything about the process. The only thing I trust about the process is Joel Embiid's Twitter fingers. I know that's going to come every day. I know that's going to come all 82 games. Here's another thing. I don't trust centers today. The NBA today, the center position is a dying breed. So if you got a center who can shoot the 3 / be on the court and be effective out on the court, you hold on to him. You hold on to him with everything you got, which is what the Timberwolves are doing, which is what the Sixers are doing. But let's compare. I don't think people are meant to be 7 feet tall. Bodies today aren't just meant to be that tall. It takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your knees, especially running up and down a hardwood floor and jumping. I have no injury history with Karl Anthony Towns. I know he's going to be out on the floor. Embiid got hurt in college. He missed the first 2 seasons of his NBA career. Embiid hurt his foot in 2014 before the draft. There was less healing than expected, so he missed the whole entire 2015 season. Which leads me to ask this question. Was he slacking on his rehab? Now don't get mad at me, it's just a question that probably needs to be asked. The first time he stepped out on the court was in 2016. So guess what happened in the 2016 season? I'll give you one guess. He had a left knee meniscus tear, only played 31 games, so in 3 years, 31 games. This past year, the 2017-18 season, 63 games, which is a very good improvement. The only problem is he couldn't play back-to-back. He's on a minute restriction. He only would play 30 minutes a game. How can I trust the process when you're not available every game? I don't want to compare him to this other guy, but if I'm going to compare Joel Embiid to anybody, I'm going to compare him to Greg Oden. Both 7 feet tall, both 250 pounds, both injured in college, both injured in the pros. And Greg Oden's played more games than Embiid. He's played 105 to Embiid's 94. So, if it's not obvious, let me make it obvious. I am going with Karl Anthony Towns, and it's not even close. Even if we call all the stats a wash, which you can't ignore that 3-point percentage, and you can't ignore that turnover rate, but I'll call it a wash, just for argument's sake. Let's talk durability. Case over. Case closed. You can't handle the truth. That's all the heat I got for today. Like, comment, subscribe to the Boogie Squad. AJ Boogie, and I'm out. Boom!